Now, Ottawa is actively considering introducing new rules on international travel as concern grows about flights carrying new cases of COVID-19 into Canada.
I can confirm for you that we are very actively considering all and any additional measures that will be necessary to protect Canadians.
Since April the 7th, at least 112 international flights have landed in Canada with at least one case on board. The main concern right now is India. BC has reported 39 cases of a new variant first identified in that country. Quebec confirmed its first case Wednesday. Health officials say they are doing a risk assessment on all travel from India to determine how many people coming into the country are testing positive. Michel Boyer is in Ottawa. He's got more for us. So we just heard from Aaron O'Toole, Michel, who is calling for more restrictions. He wants flights from Brazil and India to be halted.
That's right, he does, and he wants them to be halted immediately. Of course, Canada up against, racing against these variants, and even one case of these variants we've seen in the past can really have a trickle effect, particularly with community spread. Now, the leader of the opposition calling on the federal government to act now. There are a number of options that are on the table that are being examined right now, including evaluating what this new variant does, how it is transmitted, and how dangerous it is if, in fact, it does get people even sicker, as we have seen with other variants. I want you to hear more from Aaron O'Toole now.
It will buy us time to develop a clear set of parameters for identifying the risks of emerging variants and sharing this information clearly with Canadians. Canadians deserve to know where COVID-19 is spreading, how emerging variants are changing transmission, and what vaccination levels are, both here and abroad.
So there are another number of options that are on the table for the federal government. That includes putting out what's called a NOTAM. It's a technical document for air transport companies not to fly from certain places, for example, from India, from Brazil, into Canada. Now, Bill Blair has said that they are actively going and trying to figure out exactly what the risk is, in this case, from India. But it's still not exactly clear when a decision is going to be made. New restrictions could come as early as today, as this government grapples with, making sure that variants don't come into this country. Important to remember, though, something else is that in order to come into Canada, by air particularly, we know that you have to have a negative test coming in, Marcia. That we have seen in very, very rare circumstances fraud of those test results. You have to get tested upon arrival. You have to go into a quarantine hotel, and then you have to isolate for 14 days. So far, the government has been hoping that would have been enough of a buffer to keep Canadians safe, but now they're looking at other options.
Okay, Michel, thank you for that. Appreciate it.